What is going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a car vlog. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Nobody tells me that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. Some did not go to church today. I did not go to church, but we can still be the church. You know, we can still come together and just talk about how good and great God is and how God can take stuff away from us. And even through our trials and tribulations, that we can feel that God is there. What's going on, Raphael? God bless you. Yes, sir. God bless you. God bless you. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Got a lot of stuff going on with C3. We got the matches from our last show in August, slowly but surely being uploaded. Lafayette in the building. What's going on, Robert Brown? Good to see y'all back. Good to see y'all back. Make sure you subscribe to both channels for wrestling content. So I watched the first three matches of Wrestlepalooza. Now, my brother Raphael said not to do that, but I definitely did. And I wanted to talk about it because I'll probably most likely when I get home, I'll watch the second half. God bless you, Robert Brown. It just looks like a regular, from what I've seen so far. I don't feel I'm going to be wild. It just seems like just a regular PLE. It didn't seem like it was like a big spectacle. Like this was supposed to be something that was supposed to make Americans feel great. I don't think it did a great job because obviously they know that the announcement of WrestleMania 43 being in Saudi Arabia, that was going to put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth because WrestleMania is usually in America. Usually. So they was like, okay, well, we'll just do like a Wrestlepalooza. First of all, the name sucks. It does not compete with the name of a WrestleMania. Now, I'm sure WrestleMania sounded corny back in the day, but Wrestlepalooza is not a name I think that people are going to get comfortable saying, hey, I got 2 tickets to the Wrestlepalooza. So we'll go with that one. They did a promo package for ESPN and WWE. Basically talking about the sports and the sports channels and stuff like that. I didn't really care for it because, what kind of name is Wrestlepalooza? I didn't really care for it because if you guys have been watching wrestling for years and stuff like that, or even getting on social media, a lot of these athletes that play in those sports, who do boxing, MMA, football, they've always called wrestling the F word. They didn't even consider it a sport. And so now it's like, okay, now you're making wrestling undeniable, which is great on WWE's part, but to like put them in the little promo package to be, oh, we friends with y'all, especially knowing how some of these athletes and even some of these coaches and even owners of the leagues and stuff like that treated wrestling. It's a little weird. I know people will be like, Chris, let the gripe go out. It's not even a gripe. It's just like you just look at stuff funny. You know, the money ain't funny. They laughing at wrestling, but that money is definitely not funny. I didn't really care for the promo package. I thought the Netflix promo package at the beginning, when they started Raw on Netflix, thought that was a lot better because it was more of wrestling content, obviously. But still, you know, in the past few years, especially when COVID was like rampant, they were showing WrestleManias on ESPN. They was talking about this stuff, and obviously some wrestlers get interviewed during WrestleMania season and stuff like that. The Pat McAfee and all of this other stuff, you know, seeing Pat McAfee being back because it's in Indianapolis. Now, if it was in anywhere else, y'all know that Pat McAfee wouldn't be there. Nothing against Pat, but y'all know for a fact that if it wasn't in Indianapolis, Pat would not have their back. Bars. Y'all know that. I know like Michael Cole was like saying he's the reason why ESPN and WWE is working together. I don't know how legit that is, but he did say that. You know, it is good to see Michael Cole smile. Yeah, not worth it. What's going on? Imagine a wrestler cutting a promo saying, listen here, Wrestlepalooza coming for the... Right, like even Cody. Like, people was making fun of Cody saying Wrestlepalooza because y'all know that he has a horrible lisp. So it's just like he returned and was like, see you at Wrestlepalooza! I'm not excited. Who's my favorite superhero? Honestly, I have a few superheroes. I think Batman is dope. I got Superman is dope. Iron Man is dope. Icon is dope. If y'all know who Icon is, Icon is very, very dope. Icon is dope. I think that when people was trying to talk about they need a black Superman and Michael B. Jordan need to be black Superman and stuff like that, nah, they needed to work on Icon. Icon definitely should have been. I do like super groups like Justice League and stuff, and Young Justice was fine. What's going on, Michael Jordan? Hi, dog. What up, big dog? But still, first match, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar just, I think he's a rare Caucasian, no offense to Caucasians, that don't age really that much. This guy still looks in shape. This guy still looks like he can do a UFC run. I know he's not going to, because when you punch him in the face, he acts like Magikarp, the Pokemon, and flails. But still, I think the guy is still in tremendous shape. I know a lot of people are happy he's back, and some are upset he's back because of the allegations. Let it be known, allegations and certain things in certain situations and stuff like that. The guy still looks amazing, still looks like he's in shape. Looks like he may not even be slowing down as far as wrestling is concerned. Cena comes out in all yellow. He got the kids and stuff like that. I know a lot of people made a joke talking about those were the kids from when he came out years ago in WrestleMania when he had all those other guys dressed like him. I thought that was pretty funny. You could tell that the kids were just so happy to be around John Cena, and that was like the highlight of the whole match segment between these two guys. Just to see these kids, they're trying to talk to him, they're trying to high five him and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool to see. Squash match, which squash. It was definitely squash. It was just like vegetable soup, all that squash. They didn't switch it up. Those kids were crying. Yeah, I'm about to get into that. What's going on, Lisa? Listen, my Sunday's going great. Thanks for asking, Joseph Erickson. This match is definitely a standard John Cena and Brock Lesnar match. The last times they did these match, it was the same thing. Except Cena got to do 3 AAs in a row when Brock Lesnar kicked out. He tried to do the "You Can't See Me," and then Brock caught him, and then the F5 City started happening. And I did like that Michael Cole was like, "Oh, you can't see me." Oh, but he sees him. Because Lesnar picked him up, gave him some F5s, and it was just like 1, 2, 3. It was a lot of people don't like the match. I see why. It wasn't magical. WWE has dropped the ball on John Cena's final run. It's just, you can't save it. And then when you have inklings of possibility and potential, that it goes away. And this was just a prime example. A lot of people wanted to see this match again. Outside of Triple H low-key throwing John Cena under the bus, saying John Cena wanted to face Brock Lesnar again, and that's why he's back. And then for that match to happen the way it did, hot garbage. Just straight twerk win. Like, it stank. Like, straight twerk win. Like, it was, goodness gracious, it just was not that good. And Brock and John was, yeah, man, they were just getting money, man. And on top of that, knowing that Washington, D.C. paid $7 million for John Cena to have his final match there, I would be like, nah, I need at least 3.5 of it back, because if this is what they paying for, bro, I'd be so upset. Look, we know John Cena's career and physical stuff is definitely declined ever since this has happened. But the thing is, they keep putting a Band-Aid over the huge laceration of he's just not doing what he used to. But people are going to miss him. So even after that, people were saying, thank you, Cena. Like, after Brock gave another F5 and he F5'd the referee and stuff like that, like, people, like, who knows what's going on? Like, at this point, people just happy to see Cena. Like, and this is some old Vince stuff that people would hate. Vince would do stuff like this because he knew that people were still going to watch the product. They may criticize it, but they're still going to look at it. Triple H is doing the same thing. What was the point of this match? What was the point? Wrestlepalooza. That's what it felt like. You know, I am so glad I did not spend all that money on this. Oh man, like, what was the point? A small match, just because Cena wanted to do it and stuff like that. Are they going to run it back? I don't know. I personally think the best match, setting up War Games. War Games is just another one of those things that I don't like. I really do wish they go back to the Survivor Series traditional 5-on-5 elimination. I do think that War Games should be like something on NXT or something. I just think that they overdid War Games. War Games is definitely overdone. It's overdone. Like they do it too much. Every 2 years, every other year maybe, but every year 5 people got so much beef that they got to be in a cage together and be let out after a certain amount of seconds or minutes. And then you can pin when everybody gets in there. The concept is kind of crazy, and I know it's a tribute to the old stuff and the WCW and all of that stuff, but y'all overdo it. Y'all do it every year. Every year. Let's just do 5-on-5. I'm fine with that. Trust me. Do I like War Games back? It was alright for the most part. I didn't watch a lot of the pay-per-views in WCW because I was very, very young. So I watched Sold Out because my mama bought the VHS for it. I'm showing my age. But pay-per-views, I never really like sat and watched a live WCW pay-per-view when I was a kid. We would just wait until Monday to see who won and stuff like that. Even with WWE, right? That's just how it was when we was looking at stuff back in the day, for me. But yeah, that match definitely didn't need to happen. It didn't help Brock. It didn't help John. I mean, we all know that Brock Lesnar can beat up almost anybody. I think, honestly, their best match was when Brock came back and they had that match at Extreme Rules. And I think I'm going to make a video about that because people was like, Brock is going to kill John Cena. People were sad. John Cena was like, I know I'm going to get beat up. The promos, they were slapping each other. Brock Lesnar punched him and busted his mouth open. It looked legit crazy. Like, Muzz was like, John Cena is about to be up out of there. That Extreme Rules match was so great. They could never emulate that, though, ever again. It's always been one-sided. It's always been something. They could never emulate that magic. And if they could have did that today, I'd have been a little bit more happier with the situation. But they would never emulate that Extreme Rules match. That match was so great. Like, even the still shots of the kids, like, looking like they about to cry. I remember 2 kids. I believe Cena was wearing green at this time. 2 kids, they had the green shirt saying, "You're still our hero," because a lot of people was like, Brock is going to tear this man apart. Like, people really wanted him to do damage to Cena because people were still doing the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." Man, that stuff was so bomb back in the day. They would never, ever do this. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Brock. I don't know what Cena's going to do. He only has a few more appearances left. I don't know what his final match is going to be. At this point, I don't care. It is what it is. Be sad he's going to be gone, but at the same time, you can see why he's leaving. I hate to say the finish of Extreme Rules sucked. Lesnar should have went over. I actually like the finish. Because Brock was going too. He was going too crazy. He was doing stuff. He was like jumping over the top rope to knock over Cena. He was doing some stupid stuff that could have hurt himself. So now you basically get hit with the chain and then the FU and then bust it open because Cena was busted open. Like, to me, it made a lot of sense. Like, because Brock at one point was kind of killing the UFC game until people found his weak point. So now, like, him coming into WWE just having fun torturing John Cena, he overdid it. And I think that's what I liked about it. Now, afterwards, when Cena talking about he was going to take some time off because his arm is messed up, only to show up on Raw and get beat up by John Laurinaitis and his group, totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. But still, I missed the 5-on-5, right. If I don't get to your comments, please excuse me because I am driving and a lot of people are commenting and I appreciate the love. Yeah, Night of Champions. I didn't care for the Night of Champions. I remember Michael Cole saying it wasn't even close. He also fought. Yeah, they've had some matches, but they just haven't been like great matches in my opinion. But the Extreme Rules match was good. Cena beat Lesnar was great. Yeah, in 2012. That's crazy. They could have emulated Wrestlepalooza. Yeah, Wrestlepalooza was just something else. But second match. The Usos versus The Vision with LA Knight being a special guest referee. I guess they put LA Knight as a referee because people still like LA Knight. They still want to see him. So that's funny, Larry. They still want to see LA Knight. So that's like, okay, instead of actually giving him a match, Let's have him be the special guest referee because he got beef with the Vision and he got beef with Jay, but he liked Jimmy. This was a bad idea. This match should have been standard, and this match was too long. This match was too long. I understand the Usos, all of this stuff, historic tag team and all of that stuff, but this match went on too long. It did not have to be that long. It did not have to be that long, especially if you're trying to elevate the bronze. If you're trying to elevate these guys, that match didn't have to be that long. And then having LA Knight just being, okay, cool, Jimmy can use the chair, but nobody else can use the chair. And then Jay started using the chair, and then the tables and stuff like that. Why didn't it just be a no-holds-barred match? I've been doing this for this whole year, no-holds-barred match. Like, what's going on? Like, come on, what's going on? What you think of the match, Backlash of 03? Cena and Lesnar. Lesnar was the champ at the time. That match was okay. Like, it was decent. But that Extreme Rules match, I hold it to like the highest regard, only because of the glimpse of the monster and the beast. But going back to it, like this division, he beat him in 03. He beat him, yeah, it was a championship match, I believe. It was okay. Like, it was okay. Like, it was better than this match for sure. Cena was in his prime too, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, it was better than this match, but that Extreme Rules match I think was a lot better. This tag match didn't need to happen, or if it was gonna happen, it shouldn't have been that long. So basically, the Vision did win. So not only did they send Roman Reigns to the hospital, they beat up the Usos. Now, Jay, come here, Jay. We gotta talk to you real quick, Jay. Brother Uso, brother Yeet, no Yeet, whatever. So we all seen that he busted his head wide open when he hit Braun Breaker. Now, from the shot, it looks like the chair, it ricocheted off of Braun's back and hit Jay in the head, and he started bleeding bad, and you could tell like he started like freaking out. You know, the sight of blood, it makes people like just freak out. And you can tell Jay was freaking out, was rushing stuff, and was trying to do things. And even like after the match, you can tell that his brother was trying to console him and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if it was a super loss of blood. I don't know if it was hot in there. I don't know. But Jay wasn't feeling really oozy, unfortunately. Don't laugh at the not feeling oozy part. He definitely wasn't feeling oozy. Accidents happen. But at the same time, it's just like, man, you gotta learn, you gotta know better than that kind of stuff, man. Like, as soon as he started bleeding, you know, like I said, just the sight of blood, just, you know, Usos aren't known to bleed, you know, so I think he might have had a blood in his mouth before, but yeah, that was just a bad sight to see. Speaking of, before I finish on that, you know, Paul Heyman, he announced Brock Lesnar, which was good. They gave each other high fives and stuff like that. That was nice to see. I guess that's a highlight, along with the children that was happy to be around John Cena. But going back into it, basically Braun speared both guys through the table, and then Bronson did a tsunami to Jay. 1, 2, 3. It was, if it would have been just a standard tag match and a little bit shorter, I think the match would have been good. I think both teams showed legit tag moves. I thought it was pretty dope for that most part, but I feel like the match dragged. Now, you guys having 5 matches on Wrestlepalooza, and this is supposed to be like an answer to WrestleMania. Now, they didn't really say that it's supposed to be an answer to WrestleMania, but we know what they was trying to do. Especially supposed to be first ESPN's first app exclusive PLE. This was not a premium live event. This was just an LE. We gonna call them LEs now, because that definitely wasn't premium. But still, we'll see what goes on with that. I don't know if the Vision is going to win the tag belts from Judgment Day. I personally don't want to see it. I'm low-key sick of every group winning every championship. Like, y'all have done that enough with the Bloodline. Y'all have done it enough with the Judgment Day. Y'all doing it enough with the Judgment Day 2.0. And Dominic, you know, the AAA champion and all that. Y'all got so much stuff going on. Like, every group doesn't need to have every championship. So I don't, you know, it's unfortunate because I actually do like the Vision for the most part. But still, Thugonomics. See, he got big around late 04. Yeah, Cena was the guy. Cena was the guy. when I used to play Here Comes the Pain, I used to pick John Cena. I liked the Doctor of Thugonomics and stuff like that. I liked some of his bars and stuff. You know, I remember he's like, if your move's the F5, my move's the FU. Like, he called the move the FU because he was feuding with Brock Lesnar, who had the F5 for the move. And then John would eventually do the STF, and it'd be called the STFU. I loved all of that stuff. When he was Chain Gang and stole from G-Unit and was doing the Tony Ayo thing, yeah, we remember all that. I liked it. I've always been a big fan of John Cena. I just don't like this year that he's had. This year sucks. Straight twerk win. Straight twerk win. I'm glad the Bronze won. Yeah, I think the Bronze definitely needed to win. I just wish the match could have been shorter. I mean, these guys are monsters. You guys have Braun Breaker spearing people out of their boots. You have Bronson Reed just continually give people tsunami splashes. So why couldn't this been a squash? Hey, this could have been a squash and I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't have been mad if this was a squash, honestly, because of what y'all trying to do with division. So yeah, we call it the pay-per-views at this point, Rob. We call them pay-per-views because they're not premium. They definitely not premium. So last match that I did see, I got 2 more matches, y'all. So I'm probably gonna watch it when I get home. Stephanie McClure versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship match. Out of all 3 matches, this was the best match. Hands down. I think a lot of us knew that Stephanie McClure was gonna win. I'm not mad at that. I think they put the rocket on her back. So isn't that crazy though? She was like a champion in Mexico. I think I could be wrong. Was it this year? She was a champion in Mexico. She faced Mercedes Moné in AEW. Had a good match from what I heard. Lost the belt. Well, they was trying to sign her to AEW. She didn't sign with AEW. Signed with WWE. When she signed to WWE, she had to vacate the title that she had in other spots, and people didn't like, the companies didn't like that. Goes to NXT, feuds with Julia, wins the NXT women's and whatever secondary title they have for women, the North American. Only there. She was literally there on NXT for a weekend. Drops the title. Lacey Lane, JC Lane, I don't know her name, please forgive me. And then now fast forward, debuts in what, July? Or WWE? No, a little later than that. Now she is the Raw Women's Champion. This lady has a lot of people behind her. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Outside of the people that are gooning over her and stuff like that, she's pretty good. I think she is pretty good. I think she is pretty solid. My only issue, language barrier. That's it. Just a language barrier. I think she learns it a little more. I think she'll get into it. But who knows? It could be a WWE thing. Like somebody said, Asuka can speak clear and great English. And if that is true, and what WWE makes her do, y'all wild for that. Y'all wild for that. Y'all wild. And if EO can do it too, y'all double wild. Double Jeopardy wild. Y'all crazy. Y'all are wild hunters. Y'all wild for that one. Like, I don't know. But still, this match was pretty good. If you are a female wrestler or wrestler in general and you want to study a match, please study this. And I'm going to give credit to Io Sky like I've always done. Io Sky, they call her the genius of the sky. I think she's genius in wrestling. I do know wrestling matches are produced and all of that stuff, but the story that they told about Io being the vet, basically being at the top before and stuff like that, she would stop the devil's kiss. She would stop certain things. So Stephanie would be like 2 steps ahead, Io would be 4 steps ahead and stuff like that. And then eventually, when Stephanie started targeting Io's knees, you need your knees and your legs to do a whole bunch of things in the wrestling ring. That's when it started going downhill for Io and stuff like that. And, the dragon screws, those look crazy. Then the devil's kiss would hit and stuff like that. But before that, Stephanie would try to do submissions that Io would get out of them. Or she would get out of trying to, she hit double foot stomps and stuff. And then they would trade dive out spots. Like, this match was so good. I'd say it was perfect. This match was so good. And eventually, when Io went for her moonsault with her knee pads down, it hurt her knees. She was just in so much pain to the fact that Stephanie having enough time to do the reverse spiral. I ain't never seen it like that before. Good Lord. What is that move? I know what a spiral tap is because that's what AJ used to do. But these people literally just, y'all remember back in the day when what SmackDown was it? A SmackDown versus Raw was it? You could create a finisher. That's what they just doing when they get off the top. She hit a Stewie from Mad TV. She said, "Look what I can do," and it was beautiful. And she won, and it was emotional for her. You know, her father was there. She gave the belt to the dad. EO gave her respect. She gave respect to EO. The match was good. They really believe in Stephanie, and I think that Stephanie does great whenever they do stuff. You know, the Devil's Kiss is something that everybody wants to see. They do the because you know Booker T do that. Booker T, I don't know how you can get home and go to sleep for 8 hours because Miss Charmaine will probably be like, "All right, bro, like you doing too much on NXT, man. As soon as these women come out, you hear Booker T, yeah. I'm like, Booker, you are married, sir. What is going on here?" I know a lot of people are calling him like the Black Jerry Lawler because y'all remember back in the day, Jerry Lawler used to be like puppies and stuff like that. But that match was great. That was a good match. Said should have called Wrestlepalooza Trollapalooza. They really rushing Stephanie McCool. It was last year she wrestled Mercedes. Okay, so it was last year. I was so mad, Cody. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that, and then we definitely gonna go back live and speak about the final matches. Shout out to you, B-Man. But yeah, okay, so it was last year Stephanie faced Mercedes and stuff. So like people knew that she was good even like back then and even before that and stuff. So, but still, first half, like I said, this ain't a premium live event. It don't feel premium. It's not premium. It just looked like a show. I low-key was expecting more like athletes or the people to be in the crowd. Tyrese Halliburton was there, but you know he's a Indiana Pacer. He's also an avid fan of WWE, so I'm not gonna say anything disrespectful, and I wouldn't. I don't have a reason to speak about him and stuff. You know, hopefully he gets well soon and he plays great. Last year Forbidden Door. That's what happened. Yep, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, like I thought like you're gonna have some like more like athletes and people showing up, but it just looked like a standard wrestling show. Outside of Tyrese and Tiffany Stratton, I don't know if I missed anybody else that they like announced or whatever like that. But you thought like since they made that package about like football players and basketball players and stuff like that, you thought that Shaq and Charles Barkley and a whole bunch of other people's about to show up, man. You thought all these other people's gonna show up to the game or something. Emmett Smith, something. See, that's what I'm saying. Like these people ain't had no time to even come to the venue. This is the thing for WWE ESPN. This is what y'all doing. So, but still, like I said, so far it's match of the night is the women's match. Like I said, cherish Io Sky. Look at what she's doing. The only thing that I don't like about Io Sky is her matches with Rhea. They be good, but they don't have they give her too much. Io, they give her too much. Rhea is what 5'7", 5'8", 9" monsters, body slamming men and all kind of stuff. Beat up Dominic and a whole bunch of stuff. But then when it comes to Io, it's just something some of the stuff don't make sense, but they have great matches. I'll say that. But still, other than that, Io is very, very dope. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Stephanie. Especially like with, you know, the stuff with AAA and all of that. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of enjoy AAA a little bit more than this Wrestlepalooza. Like, AAA has been like, I don't even know what's... See, this is the bad part, right? I don't even know a lot of these people's names. I can't pronounce it. I only know about the stories when the announce table speak about it. But it looks so fun. And Arshawn spoke about it from Crinkly Drinking. He spoke about it too. It's just like, man, like, I don't even have to know about stuff. I can look at this stuff and then just get excited and look at this stuff because it's not something that we used to see. And it capitalizes. For them to have a show, this is supposed to be the ESPN's first show and everything like that. Like, y'all left Peacock early. Y'all exercised the option to leave Peacock early, which made people mad because people thought they had until December to watch something. And y'all was like, nah, We leaving now, but you can watch NXT. And look at what y'all did. This is what y'all did. Triple H here now. He opened up the show. I guess that's okay. Triple H, you know, I know obviously with health issues, but it's him talking don't make me excited to look at a show. You was better off having LA Knight host it. Why couldn't LA Knight just host the event? Yeah, I had him as a ref. He could have hosted the event. I think he would have gave the crowd more hype than Triple H did. I'm just saying, if Tiffany Stratton injured, then they need to vacate the title for him. I don't know if she's injured because they do say that she is in a triple threat with Jade and Nia. Is it this week? So I don't know. I don't know if I told you this. I called Mr. Osella. Yeah, we definitely talked about that. And some people like what I said about it, and some people didn't like what I said about it. But it's to each their own. But yeah, Triple H definitely, he didn't need to do it. I don't know, maybe he was tired, maybe he was sleepy or whatever like that. But yeah, I do know that a lot of people were talking about the package, the promo package with Vince, like Vince was in it. So like people feel a certain way. I'm like, man, y'all knew that Vince was gonna come back or be featured. Y'all knew that he was going to. Like, it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before he was featured. So stuff to think about. Stuff to think about. But I did just show up. I'm at home, so I'm about to go. Triple Fraud needs to be a better booker. I think that's also something that we need to talk about too. Raphael. I think we do need to talk about some of his booking decisions because I do think that he ain't been that good. And I think to be a part now, we can say we're going to give it to Triple H because we're not going to say TKO. We're going to give it to Triple H. He's going to get the flack, unfortunately, because you're the COO. Cena final run should have definitely been a lot better than what it is. 10 times better, hands down. Some of the booking, some of the stuff, some of the placement of the car, some of the winners, definitely been something that like a lot of people don't like. If Tiffany wrestling in this 3-way with Nia Jax and Jade, then she needs to drop the title. And my coworker said it was going to get worse. Yeah, I think that Tiffany don't need to win. I think Tiffany does need to drop the title to either woman. I don't know if y'all going to give it to Jade. I don't know if y'all think Jade is ready. I don't know. But if y'all give it to Nia, I'm not even mad. I thought Nia's championship run was pretty good. I love that she won the Queen of the Ring. She wound up beating Bayley and won it. I'm not even mad. I wasn't mad. Because Nia Jax, she improved a lot when she came back. Now, when she did her first run, yeah, man, she was unsafe. People was hurt. Becky Lynch would not be the man if it wasn't for Nia Jax breaking her nose. Now, I know it wasn't intentional and stuff like that, and I know some people got hurt when Nia first wrestled, but when she got released, that was just a sign for her to take a break and chill out. But when they brought her back, she has improved. She became the believable beast that people like. Now, her bonsai drop is definitely something else. Like, that still look like that hurt. Hold on, y'all. What up, y'all? What up? Yeah, I see the ghost. Yeah, next month is Halloween. All right, y'all stay on that porch. I'll be right there, okay? All right, love y'all. So, still, Nia Jax definitely has improved and stuff. So, like, when people be like, oh, well, this person sucks or they not good, Nia Jax is a testament to saying that, like, okay, maybe they wasn't that good and maybe they just need to, like, take a break and stuff. She has done her thing. So, if Tiffany loses to either one, I'm fine. Her winning, I'll just be like, it is what it is. You know, a lot of people, they don't like Tiffany. I forgot, what did she do? She did like a couple things. I remember she did like a video. She shared a video of her hitting Jade. And in the soundbite, it was like Black B, like the black, you know. So people was mad at her about that. I wasn't really mad. And then it was something else. She did something recently. And people was just like, oh my gosh, why is she doing this? And a lot of people thought she was going to lose to Jade at SummerSlam. That SummerSlam match was Twerk win too, by the way, but still. Brother Classic, what you think of the program with Tiffany? Oh, that program was trash. I did expect the match to be good. The program, I didn't like. That's what it was. That's what it was. Thank you. A lot of people didn't like that she brought up the fact that Charlotte Flair's divorces because one, it wasn't part of the plan, and two, it was kind of mean. That was very, very mean for her to say. Like that was not a good thing for her to say. That was like very, very tasteless. And a lot of people, when they found out that Tiffany said it and nobody told her to say it, that really made people messed up. Oh yeah, she called a fan a boy that was black. Now, yeah, that's wild. Now I don't know if that was the first thing that came to her mind, but people will be like, dang, why is that the first thing that came to your mind? There's some people on here that are responding. I cannot pronounce your name. I don't know if it's the translation or what, so please forgive me if I don't say it, but what's up? But yeah, Tiffany Stratton in the Charlotte program, I wasn't interested in at all. I knew that Tiffany was going to win, but it just wasn't interesting. Charlotte low-key kind of was getting Tiffany, though. When they was doing the side-by-side via satellite stuff, she was kind of getting her. She was like, hey, I'm the reason why you like this and you like that and all of this stuff. And then, I don't know, I guess Tiffany was like waiting for it. And then that following week, that's when she said, is that why, you're 0-5 in your divorces and stuff like that? Like, yeah, it was like, yeah, I think Tiffany was waiting. Because, yeah, she brought up her ex. Yeah, because Charlotte low-key got her in the promo game the previous week. Like Tiffany couldn't even say nothing. Like she looked like she had a hard time saying anything because Charlotte is a natural with this. Like Charlotte learned how to get those boos and turn it into something else. However, she still does get irritated a lot when it comes to certain things. But I had faith that match was at least going to be good. And it wasn't. Tiffany broke a tooth. Charlotte, I think they dressed alike. They had like the same color gear. That's not what you're supposed to do as a wrestler. You're supposed to have different color gear. I think they both had like pink and gold or something like that, or purple and gold. It was like the same color scheme. And it was just like, y'all look like a tag team. Y'all don't even look like y'all facing each other. Y'all look like y'all trying to face the tag team. So, but yeah, the match wasn't good. I'm glad they didn't run it back. I'm glad there's no rematches. I'm not mad at Charlotte and Alexa as the tag champions. I think they're doing a great job. Charlotte looks amazing. And I don't want to sound crazy when I say this, but Charlotte, if you're listening, stay how you are now. And I mean that in the nicest way. I promise I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But come on, man. You look nice. You look healthy. Stay that way, please. Please stay. Don't just, hey. You are the greatest woman wrestler currently on the market. I know a lot of people don't want to say it, but there's not a lot of women that are close to Charlotte at all at this point, in my opinion. If y'all don't want her to be in the title scene as far as the women's main title, I do think the tag titles are fine. I think her and Alexa do great because I don't want Alexa in the women's title scene for a while. I think this would be great. Talented women, I think the best frenemies, it works for them. But I didn't want to speak about that. I do want to go home. I got some editing I have to do. Thank you guys for riding with me home. Thank you guys for commenting. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Charlotte and Becky are amazing. We'll talk about Becky another time. This is Chris Classic. We'll take it home.